Who can afford to run will run. But what about those who can't? Today we're adding Untold Stories by Buju Banton to the rotation.
While I'm living, thanks I'll be giving.
Welcome to Soular Rock Radio, where freedom is a frequency. Reggae music is at the foundation of Soular Rock. It's a deceptive music, seemingly simple in form but saturated with a spiritual weight that the alchemists of our time convert into songs of freedom. And Buju Banton is, without a doubt, one of those alchemists. And he was born Mark Amari in Kingston in 1973. The youngest of 15 children, his mother nicknamed him Buju, a Maroon term of affection to describe his chubbiness. The Maroons of Jamaica are those Africans who escaped the plantations and headed to the hills where they created and maintained their own communities. They warred with the Spanish and British for nearly a century and a half. And facing defeat, the Europeans were left with no choice but to sign peace treaties and leave the Maroons with their lands. Buju is a direct descendant of the Maroons who till this day maintain autonomy and self-governance on the islands. He picked up the mic at 12 and released his first single, The Ruler, at 14.
Man a disco to man a soldier. A woman make the rule and demand them for la la la.
It was the late 80s and dancehall was huge on the island. Sound systems were everywhere. I'm talking Stone Love, King Jammy, Stereophonic, Kilimanjaro, Black Star. Yo, young Buju was in the midst of giants. Yellow Man, Ninja Man, Super Cat, Big Dirty Stinking Shabba Ranks. Still, he held his own. By the time he released his debut album, Mr. Mention, in '92, he was on the charts with songs like Love Me Browning and Bogle, and he even broke Bob Marley's record for most #1 hits in a year. Mr. Mention was pure slackness, in line with much of the dancehall of the day, but his flows were crazy. His follow-up, Voice of Jamaica, marked a slight awakening. I mean, he still had his rude boy sensibilities, but he was demonstrating a social consciousness that would ripen and mature with 1995's classic, Till Shiloh. Buju was seeing what was happening around him. He was leaning more into the teachings of Rastafari, spending time with Rasta elders and his good friend, the great Garnet Silk, recognized as one of the purest Rasta voices of his era. Garnet's death in '94 had a significant impact on Buju, who had already turned inward. All of this comes through in Till Shiloh, which, while still having dancehall tracks like Champion and It's All Over, was a true reggae album. I mean, it has the energy of a new believer tapping into what's been there all along. It's not overly optimistic, but it is confident in the eventual victory of good over evil. And we get to see the maturation of Buju's writing and singing. Yo, his voice jumping back and forth between a rumbling, gritty baritone and a smooth tenor. It's amazing how much ground he can cover. And the lyrics. Yo, Untold Stories is a poem. It's a competitive world for low-budget people. Spending a dime while earning a nickel, with no regard to who it may tickle. My cup is full to the brim. I could go on and on. The full has never been told. I was 15 when I first heard Till Shiloh. The silhouette of his budding locks on the cover made me want to grow my hair too. It was a guidepost in the midst of the darkness of that phase of black adolescence. Last year, my wife surprised me with tickets to see him in DC for his Overcomer tour, and wow. Gargamel in the flesh. The spiritual weight of reggae music filled the stadium as he took center stage, and me and my sister thought we were background singers. Untold Stories is 4 minutes of sobering wisdom, at once an affirmation and a challenge, calling us to move beyond the limits of our circumstances. This is Soular Rock. It's the peace and freedom that the Maroons were seeking. And all we have to do is pursue it. This has been Soular Rock Radio, where freedom is a frequency, and we frequent it frequently. You already know the deal. Be sure to hit the link in the description for the Soular Rock Radio playlist, and while you're down there, go ahead and join the community. It's free and it's fun. Like, subscribe, and be sure to let your friends know that we are building a Soular Rock movement, and I want you to be a part. So until next time, peace.